Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new crossover battle video. And this one's actually been a long time coming. I've been saying for the longest time, oh, I'm going to bring out one, guys, just wait. Oh, I'm going to bring out one. But I decided finally to go ahead and make you guys a crossover battle between Naruto versus Goku. And I'm asking you guys, who do you guys think would win between this all-out fight, this grand battle between two of the most known shonen characters of all time? Now, this battle, I'm not going to just straight tell you guys who I think is going to win. I'm actually going to go ahead and go over different feats that they've displayed in both of their respective series, try to compare those feats, and then at the end, I'm going to go ahead and give my own scenario as to what I think would happen in their fight. Alright, now starting off, I have my little notes right here on this notebook. I'm going to go ahead and state off Goku's different feats, and I'm going to compare them with some of Naruto's feats. Now, Goku, his strength hasn't necessarily been something that we actually know as far as a limit. Goku has been lifting several tons, since I believe at least Dragon Ball. And I'd say the largest thing that I can ever recall, and I tried to look, a lot of the stuff that I'm actually stating to you guys is stuff that I looked up and, or at least tried to find. And the largest thing that I think that this is actually based off of memory, that I think that Goku has lifted is a dinosaur, because there is not anything really saying how much Goku can lift, max. So I'm gonna say max Goku can lift a dinosaur. I know that some of you guys may be saying, really? You don't think he can lift more than that? The only reason why I'm saying max a dinosaur is because, let's face it, okay, Goku can do that in base form, easy. But what else can he lift? When does Goku reach the point where he can't lift a certain amount of weight? What is the heaviest for him? In the when he turns Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, all that kind of stuff. I mean, his power increases, to extraordinary heights. So I know he can probably lift more than that, but I have to, just for the sake of argument, say that he can lift, max he can lift is a dinosaur, maybe two. That's the maximum I'm going to give him, 2 dinosaurs. And Naruto, in his own respective series, we've seen him stop a snake. In his initial Jinchuriki state, we've seen him lift up a giant rhino before, which is, of course, really big, probably the size of those dinosaurs. In his fight against Pain, lift up summons. So we know Naruto also has extraordinary strength in his Sage mode, his initial Jinchuriki state. And I think in his base mode, he has okay strength. I mean, he has above average strength for the normal human in the Naruto universe. But I'm going to have to say, with strength, just, to be fair, I'm going to say that they're equal. And that's because, one, I mean, Naruto in the Sage mode, he didn't seem like necessarily it was extraordinarily hard for him to lift that rhino. And Goku, he doesn't have any trouble lifting the little dinosaurs he picks up, it's no problem, or giant fish that he picks up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say that they're equal on that end. Next, I'm gonna talk about their speed. Speed is one of those funny things, because I also looked up Goku's speed, and if you guys can correct me on any of this stuff, feel free to do it in the comment section below. But Goku's speed actually isn't really clear how fast he is. I mean, there's a lot of speculation out there. I've even done this speculation of how fast Goku can move. Some say he can move the speed of light or past the speed of light, because maybe certain things that may have been set in certain dubs, because some of the older dubs, they've stated things I believe Piccolo said that Raditz could move past the speed of light, but it never actually said that in the manga itself, so I can't necessarily say Goku can move past the speed of light, because obviously Goku gets stronger, faster, and better than Raditz later on in the series. So, just for the sake of argument, since we've seen Goku travel from Kami's Lookout to the Cell Games, travel across the planet, and different planets and islands, I'm going to say that Goku can move, probably, maybe not at the speed of light, most definitely, but he can move several times past the speed of sound. That's where I'm going, several times past the speed of sound. And Naruto's also been able to move really fast, and in general, in the Naruto universe, I kind of feel like they do move pretty fast, considering that they are going to different countries just on foot. We don't really see any, well, in fact, we don't see any cars in the Naruto universe driving around getting them anywhere. They get everywhere on foot. So on foot, Naruto can move like, you know, a pretty fast rate, but that's in his base mode. It is in his initial Jinchuriki state, which is one of his older states that we no longer really see him enter anymore, because now that he's got control of the Nine Tails chakra. But the initial Jinchuriki state back in part 1, when Naruto fought against Sasuke, we saw that it took, like, Sasuke could not even keep up with Naruto's movements or see his movements, even with Tsutomu in his eye. It took literally a fully realized Sharingan to be able to actually follow Naruto's movements, actually be able to see his movements clearly. So I'm gonna say that, you know, his speed, you know, I mean, that, like, it's probably, I'd say, maybe the speed of past speed of sound. Yeah, I'll say probably past the speed of sound, since it was hard for him to follow it. But still not sure at that point he was at Goku's speed. But later on, let's say his 9 Tail chakra mode speed, like where he's dodging A, and we know how fast, like, A is pretty fast. I mean, he traveled across the country within a couple hours trying to get to Naruto to stop him from getting to the 4th grade ninja war. So you know, yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that's kind of hard to speculate, because I think A may have been in his base form. I don't think he was in his actual, like, lightning armor. And later on, we also see when Naruto turns into his tail beast mode, his Biju mode, that he also gets another speed boost, which is when he's fighting, of course, against Tobi and the other Biju, and they fire 5 tail beast bombs at Kakashi and Guy. And Kakashi and Guy, of course, they're literally, like, it was at point blank range. That's one thing I think you have to also factor in. It was right there getting ready to hit them. That, like, the tail beasts were pretty close ups to where, you know, I'm like, it wouldn't take but a second for the tail beast bombs to actually collide with Kakashi and Guy. But Naruto ended up speeding right through. And judging by the panel, now this really is my own speculation with this particular thing. But judging by the panel, it looked as if Naruto's speed was so fast that he was able to actually turn the course of the tail beast bomb with literally, like, the sheer wind around him, or force around him, you know, going past it. Because we see the trail of chakra where Naruto shows up, and we never actually see anything hitting the tail beast bombs. And I've seen other speculations on this as well, that Naruto's speed, you know, literally caused the tail beast bombs to send in another direction. So I'm gonna say, in that particular scenario, I think that at that point Naruto became maybe slightly faster than Goku. Some of you may not like what I said. I'm like, that's just, you know, what I'm kind of seeing, that maybe he was slightly faster than Goku. But I'm like, one thing that I wasn't too sure if I want to factor this in, but it would make a difference, is Goku's instant transmission. Now, Goku's instant transmission, technically that is not speed. But since I am dealing with movement in this particular scenario of those two fighting, I'm going to say that it counts, because it does have to do with getting to one place quicker than another. So as far as instant transmission would be a key factor, of course, in their battle. So Goku can get to one place faster than Naruto as far as if he uses instant transmission, but I think in sheer speed alone, if they were to race to one place to the next, I'm going to say that I think Naruto would get there slightly faster than Goku would, depending on the terrain that they were using to get there. Like, if Naruto had to get through all these trees and Goku was just flying using the air, then maybe I'd say Goku. But if it's just a straight shot for Naruto and it's a straight shot for Goku, I would say I think Naruto would get there slightly faster than Goku would. Now, something else I want to discuss. Of course, like, they're kind of like their transformations. Naruto has his initial Jinchuriki state, his 9 Tail chakra mode, and his Biju mode, also his Sage mode. And I've kind of already, in a sense, discussing the other feats such as their strength and speed, kind of went over Naruto's different, I guess you could say his different feats and his different transformations, since he gets a lot of these different feats from his different transformations. But Goku's, is a little bit different because like Goku, I know like his speed, or not his speed, but his overall power level increases with these different transformations. So naturally his other stats, I believe they do increase, but again with them I can't really say where it's at because we don't necessarily know his limits. So I'm gonna have to say that like as far as transformations, I think Goku's transformations are better in a sense because they increase his ki power and overall destructive power. Because I think the Super Saiyan, like when he goes into Super Saiyan, like the first transformation, that he increases, think like his power increases 50 times normal, like 50 times his base state. And I think the same thing for Super Saiyan 2. It's like he goes 100 times, and then after that, I think it's 200 times. I believe it's double every time for each Super Saiyan transformation. So, this is actually I'm like, I looked this up on Dragon Ball Wiki. So if you guys are reading something different or getting a different understanding, again, feel free to correct me down in the comment section below. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say Goku's transformations do seem to give him a larger power boost than Naruto's. So, I would say Goku's transformations are better than Naruto's. As far as Naruto, he has to switch between transformations for certain things. Like in his Sage mode, he gets more strength in a sense, than he does in his Biju mode. Technically, like the only difference in his Biju mode is if he actually puts on the Kurama cloak, then I would say they're equal. Because in the Kurama cloak, we saw him throwing around tail beasts and doing all that kind of stuff because he is in actually the size of a tail beast. But if he's actually in a human kind of state, then I would say that his Sage mode gives him more strength. But not only that, but his Sage mode has better sensing capabilities than his Nine Tails Chakra mode or his Biju mode, seeing as how he still uses his Sage mode for that pure purpose. So Goku, yeah, his transformations are definitely better because they increase everything overall. He doesn't have to switch between anything. And Naruto in his Nine Tails modes, he does get extraordinarily recovery ability. And Goku, he gets recovery ability, but I would say like Naruto's recovery ability is better when he's in his Jinchuriki states, because we've seen when he fought against Sasuke at the Valley of the End, when he got Chidori through the chest by Sasuke, Naruto was still able to regenerate from that during battle. To whereas Goku, when we see Goku get beat up during battle, he doesn't necessarily recover right that instant. Now, it's a different story after the battle. Of course, Goku's power doubles, I believe, because that's literally the abilities of Saiyans. After they are fatally wounded or they have been, like they're close to the brink of death, their power can double in strength. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say that his recovery ability after a battle is better than Naruto's, but of course that doesn't necessarily matter in a scenario of them actually facing off. So Naruto's recovery ability is better than Goku's. Now, I'm gonna get on to not necessarily their power levels, but more or less their destructive abilities. And I'm gonna say both, like the whole thing with Goku's power level, I think it does make a clear difference as far as this whole crossover battle is concerned. Now, Goku's power level in the beginning of Dragon Ball was actually at, I think it was at, like, this is the last recorded one. I think it's called the Daishu, what is it? The Daizen Shu. And I believe that's something like the Naruto data books. So, Goku's last recorded power level in Dragon Ball was supposed to be 260. So that actually, in Dragon Ball, like I think that was like during the King Piccolo saga, and back then Goku was still insanely powerful. I mean, we seen him use a variation of the Dragon Fist. I don't know if it's actually been confirmed to be the Dragon Fist. I kind of consider it to be the Dragon Fist because we did see Goku actually punch through King Piccolo. He punched a hole straight through him. The only person that we've actually even seen in the Naruto universe that I can think of off the top of my head that we've actually seen them punch a hole in somebody, and I'm not even talking about all the way through, just punch a hole in somebody, is Raikage when he punched a hole in Jugo, and I think in his arm while he was in Curse Steel state. So that's the closest thing that we have to that, and that's Raikage. And we've never seen Naruto have that kind of insane punching power in his Nine Tail Chakra mode or Biju mode, so I can't necessarily give him that kind of feat. I would say, like, oh yeah, Goku's strength, like, also, like, the battle between Piccolo and Goku, like, the first time they fought in the World Tournament, Piccolo's power level was supposed to be at, no, it was 325. And I'm assuming Goku was probably at 325, maybe 326, somewhere around there, considering that he did win that. I'm talking about Piccolo Jr. I'm like, that fight, already the scales had raised to a lot of things that we see in Naruto, because Piccolo used the move, I think it was like the explosive way, like the super explosive ways. I think it's somewhere along those lines. I'm kind of getting that from one of the DBZ games, because we've seen that move in a bunch of DBZ games, and I looked it up, so I'm assuming that's what it is. So I'm like, he puts his arms together and he basically just kind of like sent out a giant wave of ki. So I'm gonna say that's a super explosive wave, and he used that in his fight against Goku at that World Tournament and literally destroyed the entire city, reduced everything basically to just dust. And that was back in Dragon Ball. Goku survived that. And that was when his power level was only like 325. Only 325, folks. And Goku's is probably somewhere around there too. Now, Naruto, the biggest feat we've ever even seen in the series is when Naruto made, like, literally that enormous tail beast bomb that was like the size of 5 tail beasts put together. And that was definitely like a mountain buster, way past it. I mean, it probably, in my opinion, could have blew up like a city, seeing as how large the explosion was in the air. So I would say maybe about equal right there, but I don't necessarily think that will, of course, you know, mean that, oh, Naruto is stronger than Goku, seeing as some of Goku's feats later on. Now, Goku's power level, of course, I think it goes up to 334 during his fight with Raditz, which was a couple years later. And, you know, that's not much of a difference, so that's not really necessarily relevant, but Piccolo, I think when he used the special beam cannon, easily, when he missed the first time, was able to blow away the mountain, which is what a normal tail beast bomb can do. So, yeah, and that was back when they were considered to be weak. The next one, next power level that I want to mention is when Goku, of course, and this is pretty famous, everybody says Goku's power level was over 9,000, but it wasn't over 9,000, it was somewhere between, you know, like, I think over 8,000. And that was when he first confronted Vegeta first time. Now think about how many more times he would be more powerful than he was before. Just factor that in your head. Like 8,000. That means he was so much more powerful. Like dramatically, like, you know, like just to the point where it made no sense how much better he was from the time of the beginning of the series to then. So, you know, that's a big difference from where he was at Dragon Ball when they were already city busters. By the time he fought Frieza, Goku had already reached 300, I mean not 300 million, but 3 million. And again, that is a big difference. Big difference. And I'm not just, like, I know some of you may say, well, how a power level matter, but a power level, in a sense, you know, has to do with their destructive capability. In Naruto, there's not really a power level, like there's chakra levels. So I would say, like, you know, I think the Raikage, he has like, you know, he has a power level, or not power level, chakra level of that of a tail beast. Kisame does. Of course, Naruto does. All the Jinchuriki do. I'm trying to think of who else does. I mean, this is just speculation, but I think probably the third Raikage does, since he fought against the tail beast. You know, so there are several different people who do have close to it or have powerful chakra, but that's probably about the peak of where people in Naruto get, is like the tail beast, and tail beast probably max or maybe like mountain busters, so, or maybe, you know, like city busters at the greatest. But yeah, I mean, Goku's power level by the time he turned Super Saiyan for the first time was easily at 150 million. Now, that's just the first time going Super Saiyan, folks. I mean, I don't think there's any other power levels that have really been listed that are from the Dai Zenshu, so I don't want to use them because there's, you know, people that aren't necessarily like canon, like Broly's not canon, so I'm not going to use him or use any other people, but there are other power levels that are said to go higher than that and that you can look at on the Dragon Ball Z Wiki or Dragon Ball Wiki, so you guys can check it out if you want. But, that means that Goku was like just thousands of times stronger than I mean, not thousands of times, but he was a lot stronger than he was like from the beginning to then. I mean, Frieza destroyed the entire planet Namek, and Goku easily, probably towards the end of the series, could do the same feats no problem. I mean, Cell was able to blow away planets. Gohan could. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and make examples of people blowing up planets because if Goku and Naruto fought, that necessarily wouldn't be what Goku does. Goku doesn't do that. We have to also think about what is within their character. Otherwise, if he's just blowing up planets, I'm not talking about Goku, I'm talking about another character. Because that would be like more of a Kid Buu thing, Cell thing. So, let's say the setting is just in a open field. There's some grass. Let's say there's a pond. There's a few trees, not too many. And Naruto and Goku are about to fight. Now I'm like, the reason why I'm putting, you know, a little bit here or there, like a little bit of trees, a little bit of grass, you know, open field, you know, a little bit of water, is because I'm giving a mixed terrain here. And my thing is, I actually think that Goku would be the victor of this particular battle. And here's how I think it would go. So Naruto enters his Biju mode. And Goku, of course, enters, you know, like, let's say he's in base mode. Or, you know, let's even say he goes into his Super Saiyan state. Naruto is faster, so obviously he probably get the first strike in, which, you know what, I forgot to make this one point. Their durability. Where does their durability stand? Honestly, I'm going to say I think that their durability, like Goku's been slammed into rocks, canyons, been thrown around, beaten down, survived numerous explosions, like explosions that probably could destroy cities. So I'm gonna say he has higher durability than Naruto, because Naruto, although